Good morning, students. I am Raghuram, Assistant Professor in the Division of English, VFSTR, University, Vadlamudi. Today we are going to deal with paragraph writing. Why paragraph writing is important and what we are going to learn in this unit today. What are the learning objectives of this session today? The first and foremost one is to recall the writing process. As we are writing from our lower classes, we know what is the process of writing, and especially when we write, what are the different stages involved, we are going to look into that. And after that, how to apply the principles of sequencing and logical organization of the content in a paragraph. As we are dealing with the paragraph writing, we are going to deal with the sequencing and logical organization. These two are very important in writing, especially in paragraph writing. So we are going to look into that. And the next one is to understand the basics of paragraph writing for writing a new paragraph. How we are going to write a new paragraph and what are the characteristics that are involved in the paragraph, we are going to look into that. After that, the practice of writing topic sentences, supporting sentences, and concluding sentences in a paragraph. We all know we are going to look into these three things: topic sentences, supporting sentences, and concluding sentences. To write a paragraph using appropriate cohesive devices. So what is a cohesive device and what brings cohesion in our writing, especially in a paragraph, we are going to. So what are the 5 objectives of today's class is to recall the writing process and to apply the principles of sequencing and logical organization, and to understand how to write a new paragraph, and after that how to write a topic sentence and how to write supporting details and how to write a concluding paragraph, and after that we are going to know what are the cohesive devices that are required in our writing. So here, what is the writing process? Are we aware of writing process? If you are aware of that, what is the first stage in writing process? The first and foremost thing is pre-writing. In pre-writing, what is the first thing that we have to deal with? We have to brainstorm what I am going to write and what is my topic and how I am going to write about it. And after that, research what information I am going to include or incorporate in my paragraph, and what is the the ideas that I am going to insert in my thing. Before going to that, what is another important aspect of writing? That is, the first thing is why I am writing, whom I am writing for, who are my audience when I am writing something, and what is the purpose of writing. Suppose if I am writing this paragraph in a longer text, in a composition, what is my purpose of writing the paragraph? How I am going to give a clue to the next paragraph, or how shall I get a clue from the paragraph? These two are the very important things that we are going to see. So here in writing process, the first one is pre-writing. In pre-writing, who are my audience, whom I am writing for, and second one is what is the purpose of my writing. And based on this, I shall do my brainstorm. Once I start brainstorming, then what is the information that I'm going to put into my paragraph is very important. And after that, what shall I do? I shall draft the things. When I'm going to write the thing, write down all ideas by organizing ideas to convey the main idea or present an argument. So here, the main idea and what is the argument that I'm going to develop in the paragraph that I have to write while writing. So next one is revising. What shall I revise? Why should I revise in my paragraph? When I'm going to revise, I have to review what I have written, and if I need any modifications in that, I need to modify that and reorganize my ideas. So here, whether the outline ideas are here, they are organized well or not, I have to look into that and I have to reorganize. And after that, rearrange. I have to look the sentences arrangement, whether they are in a coherent way or my purpose is achieving by writing this. And if I want to add something or if I want to delete something, if I feel some information is not essential in my writing, then immediately I can delete it. So this all process would go in the revising process. In revising, make the tone, style and content appropriate. One more important thing in revising is the tone. That means in which tone I am writing. Suppose, for example, when we speak, the speaker may change the intonation of his tone, but in writing, we can show that difference whether the speaker is very serious about it or whether he is very critical about it or he is writing in a jovial manner. Anything that we can set the tone while writing something. In addition to that, every individual has a unique style of writing something. So you have to look for your style, whether it is represented in your writing or not. We have to look into that. And after that, I have to check finally whether the content is appropriate or not, whether everything is there in a coherent manner or not. I have to look into the thing. So that so far in the writing process, we have looked 3 different stages. The first one is pre-writing, where we are going to brainstorm and get an outline out of it, and we draft it. That means whatever we thought, we put it on the paper. And after that, revising, we are going to look all these things: review, modify, recognize, rearrange, and if I want to add some more content or delete it. And finally, I want to look for the tone, style and content appropriateness in my writing. And after that, the final stage in writing is editing. Here, what to edit? This is a post-writing process actually. These two come under post-writing. Here, once my writing is completed, what I am going to deal here in my post-writing thing. Here, I am revising and finally I am editing. What shall I edit? The first and foremost thing is proofread. I want to read what exactly for 2 different things. If I want any errors occurred in my writing, I am going to correct my errors, and especially these errors related to grammar, and another one is mechanics of writing. Once again, here what comes under mechanics of writing? The first one is here punctuation marks. The punctuation is very important, which brings whatever we want to write, that we need to look into that. And another mechanics of writing is we have to look the spelling, whether the spelling is correct or not. We have to look into that. So this is the first thing that we do it. After that, we edit to improve style and content. Here, as we thought in revising, here we were looking whether the content was appropriate or not. So that content we have to look here. And one more important thing, the style should be re-emphasized in editing. Especially in post-writing, we need to focus on the tone, style and content appropriateness. Along with that, the mechanics of writing, that is nothing but the spell check and grammatical errors or punctuation marks are right or wrong, we have to look. Before going to that, what is a paragraph here? The basic, what is a paragraph? A short part of a text consisting of at least one sentence and a beginning on a new line. It usually deals with a single event, description, idea, etc. This definition is taken from Cambridge Dictionary. So here it's a part of short text. Maybe sometimes a paragraph may consist one single line. In such conditions, we need not think about topic sentence and concluding sentence and supporting details. When in longer text, the text demands a single line paragraph we can write. But here, as in the first BTech, we are learning how to develop a paragraph, right? So here, it can, what is the thing? It has a beginning on a new line and deals with a single event, description or idea. So here I want to develop a single idea, or I want to narrate an event, I want to describe a person, I want to describe a process, whatever things that I want to, suppose for example here, event, narrating an event comes under narrative paragraph, describing a person, process, thing comes under the descriptive paragraph, even idea elaboration, we can see the things. Why should we learn to write a paragraph? At this stage, what is the importance of writing a paragraph? Here, to produce our ideas effectively and efficiently. This is a very important aspect in communication. Either it is a spoken communication or written communication, we should produce our ideas very effectively and efficiently. These two are very important thing in the thing. Next, to produce good longer text. As I was mentioning, that whenever I want to write, whether it is a part of report, it is a part of an essay, or it is a composition, any longer text I want to produce, at that we need to have a paragraph writing. To provide better readability, this is one of the major objectives of writing a paragraph. People should understand what we are writing and very clearly and effectively. So this provides the better readability. So we have to look here about how better the audience would read our writing. To reach the audience without vagueness, there would be no confusion, there would be no room for confusion, and people should understand it in a proper way. Now we are going to look at what are the elements of paragraph writing. Before going to write a paragraph, what elements I have to incorporate? The first and foremost thing is unity. What is unity? A unified around main idea. As the very definition of a paragraph says that if we want to develop an idea, what is our main idea? And almost all supporting ideas must be deal with the main idea. And second thing is order. That which order I have to produce. Suppose, for example, there are different ways of writing a paragraph. The first one is a chronological order. Chronology, especially if I am going to write a narrative paragraph, I have to use the chronological order. That means it is according to the time frame. You remember it as a time frame. Here, chronology means it is a time, what happened first, what happened later, what happened finally, that we have to write it, especially in narrating an event or an incident. In such conditions, we are going to use this chronological order. Even in writing a process, or it is a step-by-step process, we are going to use chronological order. Next one is order of importance. What is important? What based on the importance of the idea, what I am going to present first, and the first and foremost must be given, the higher importance things must be stated first and gradually goes on to the end. And next one is logical presentation of detail. This is very, very important. We have to present the information in a logical order in the paragraph. And after that, coherence. Coherence is a sentences connect to each other and work together as a whole. Here, what is the important thing that we have to look? Suppose, for example, in a paragraph, I have a sentence 1 and sentence 2, sentence 3, like that I have many sentences. Then what I'm going to do? There should be a connectivity among all these sentences. That is nothing but the coherence of our writing. If what many sentences I could write in my paragraph, in that we have to maintain the coherence. That means there should be a logical connectivity among the all sentences that we are going to write. And after that, completeness. So what is the completeness means? A paragraph is well developed. That means here the paragraph all the times it should have a proper development. When it comes is once we follow all these. So once again we are going to look what are the 4 major elements that we are going to look into our paragraph is unity, order, and coherence, and completeness. So these are the 4 elements that we have to look into our paragraph. Next, an important thing is let us have a sample paragraph here. When it comes to animals, dogs are a great pet. So here I'm going to talk about two things. One is dogs and second one is dogs as a pet animals. So here I'm talking about animals, pet animals, and especially dogs. Dogs can help both elderly people and children with their daily life because dogs are so active. They can be great buddies for exercise. There are many different dogs from the really big to the small ones. You can train your dog yourself or send it to school in order to make it obedient. Dogs are loyal and reliable animals that people have kept as pets or for hundreds of years. How many sentences that I have written in this paragraph? This is 1 and this is 2 and this is 3. Next one 4, 5 and 6. So my paragraph is a simple one because I am describing pet animals, especially dogs. It consisted only 6 sentences. Here could you observe the first sentence and last sentence in a different color? What do you think about them? When it comes to animals, dogs are a great pet. Is there any relation between this first sentence to this last sentence? If we observe very closely, there should be a relation between the beginning sentence and an ending sentence. Well, did you observe? What are the 4 things that we had gone in the previous? Unity, order, coherence, and completeness. Let us look our these things with this. Here, when it comes to animals, does this have a unity? Yes. Why? Because almost all sentences they talked about dogs. And is there coherence among their sentence? Yes. Because here, because is one thing which is used, and the sentences has a flow from one to another. So there is a coherence and there is also completeness in this paragraph. So whenever we want to write a paragraph, we have to think unity, where unity is well maintained in this paragraph. After that, ordering what sentences that there is a smooth transition to the conclusion, and after that cohesive coherence is maintained, and on the whole the paragraph is a complete one. So here when we saw here, this is the first sentence, it is called as a topic sentence here, and this one is a concluding sentence. We are going to look about it in the next slide. Here all the times topic sentence deals with the main idea, and it has a controlling idea also. So here the topic sentence is generally composed in 2 parts. One is the topic itself and second one is the controlling idea. See this sentence, running provides many health benefits. When I talked about this, here the topic of this sentence is running and the controlling idea is healthful benefits. This is the topic sentence. Let us see another example here. The basics of using an SLR camera can be mastered with considerable practice. Here I am talking about 2 different things. One is using an SLR camera, and second thing, how to master using it with the help of the considerable practice. Do you have any guess? What is the topic itself here and what is the controlling idea in this sentence? See here, the topic sentence is an SLR camera. Here I am going to talk about an SLR camera, but what is the controlling idea? Mastered with considerable practice. That means in this paragraph I am going to write about how to master the considerable practice to use an SLR camera. Next, here when writing a laboratory report, you must complete 4 sections. So I am going to write my laboratory report. In that, how many sections that I have to write? I have to write 4 sections. So here what I'm going to write in my paragraph. Am I going to talk about my laboratory report, or am I going to talk about the 4 sections which I have to write? So here, when writing a laboratory report, you must complete 4 sections. So this part, I'm going to elaborate in my paragraph how to, but remember that whenever I'm going to write, I have to put in my topic sentence 2 things. One is the topic itself, and the second one is the controlling idea. These 2 are very essential things. So here, after topic sentence, the next thing is supporting sentence. Here the first one is topic sentence, as we have seen already, and the modern automobiles are powered by combustion engines. How to write a topic? What is the first part? The topic itself, and the second one is controlling idea. Here, what is the controlling idea here? I'm going to talk about my controlling idea in my paragraph is combustion engines. So let us look how to write the supporting sentences to this topic sentence. Here, a combustion engine is an engine that burns fuel to create power. So here, I'm going to talk about combustion engine, and I am giving here what is the definition of the combustion engine. Next one, the combustion engine replaced horses because they are more powerful and easier to maintain. So here, what is the purpose of the combustion engine? What was replaced? Here, previous days, before engine was not invented, people used horses to pull the carts and to travel to the longer distances. But what are the advantages of this combustion engine? It is more powerful and it is easier to maintain. So here I compared here the horses and the engine advantage. So here, what are the things that I'm going to talk about? Am I talking about the combustion engine? Definitely yes. The first sentence is also related to combustion engine, and second sentence is also related to combustion engine. Combustion engine allows us to travel quickly and safely in the comfort of our own cars and trucks. So here once again, what are the uses of these combustion engines? So if we are traveling in our own cars or in a public transport like buses or goods carriers, everything comes under the combustion engines. We could see whenever we are going to write the supporting sentences, we should not deviate from the topic sentence. So here, and don't forget to write topic sentence in 2 parts. One is what is the main topic, and second one is the controlling idea, and the controlling idea requires to write the supporting sentences. So next thing is supporting sentences will include one of the following of their main parts. How shall I write a supporting sentence? Here the first one is descriptions or details, providing useful details. Suppose what did I do? When we were talking about dogs, did we provide useful details or any other things in that paragraph? Or say, second thing is facts, presenting the facts or evidence. That is one way of developing supporting sentence. Next one is if we require, we need to provide an example. Suppose pulling the carts by horses is easier to combustion engine. That was what I said. And subject development used in definitions, explanations, narratives, and examples. So this is what kind of examples that I have to give. Here, your definition. Did we give definition to the combustion engine in the previous session, in the previous slide? Yes, definitely the definition we can give, or we need to explain. So if we want to give certain explanation, we need to do, or if we want to give examples, we can give, or if we want to narrate in detail also, we can do that. So here, how supporting sentences could be written. The first one is descriptions or details, and second one is facts, and third one is examples. Next, here another way of presenting example is cause and effect. What is the cause? What is the effect of that? If we replace the horses with the combustion engine, replace the horses with combustion engine is the cause. What is its effect? The travel become easier and the maintenance is also became easier. So that here cause and effect is another way of giving examples. Comparison and contrast, this also we used. We compared horses and combustion engine, and enumeration or sequencing. Especially it comes in the narration. We are going to write sequence one after one so that this would come. So here so far what did we see? We saw what is the supporting sentence and how supporting sentence is related to the topic sentence. Now here we are looking at how supporting sentences will be developed. Here either it is a description or detail, facts, examples. Again, examples are of four types. One is either we are going to provide definitions, explanations, narratives and examples, or second one is cause and effect or comparison and contrast. For the final one is enumeration and sequence. This is how we are going to develop supporting details in our paragraph. Now we are going to look into the concluding sentence. What is the purpose of writing a concluding sentence and how to write a concluding sentence? We are going to look here. To reiterate the main point developed by the body sentences. This is the first purpose of writing the concluding sentence. To reiterate the main point developed by the body sentences and to signal the reader that this is the end of the paragraph. This is also very important because the reader must understand, okay, the writer is trying to conclude his paragraph. We have to give the reader a clue regarding his reading, so that what are the purposes of this concluding sentence? The first one is to reiterate the topic sentence, and the second one is give a clue to the reader. Next one is how to write a concluding sentence. Restate the topic sentence of the paragraph. This is one of the important things. There should be a connection between concluding sentence and the topic sentence. That is one of the important things that we have to look. And second one is summarize by referring to the key points in the paragraph. So whatever the supporting details we provided in the paragraph, we have to summarize and referring to the all main points, so that we have to deal with that. Next one is draw a conclusion based on the information set forth in the paragraph. So what is the important thing here? We are going to deal with, we are going to draw a conclusion, the information which we provided with this. So offer a final observation about the controlling idea. So whatever the controlling idea is there in the topic sentence, that we have to give a controlling to the controlling idea. Offer a final observation about a controlling idea. That means we have to offer the reader that what is the controlling idea and what final observation on the controlling idea must be presented here. Next, make a prediction based on the details of the paragraph, so that sometimes if we want to make any kind of a predictions or certain kind of a things, that we can do with this paragraph. In a nutshell, we are going to look into the things like this. The first thing is topic sentence, and topic sentence will lead to a comfortable supporting details, and these supporting details will lead to a concluding sentence. So all these have a complete relation among all the sentences. It is a topic sentence, a topic sentence to concluding sentence. Everything must have a relation with our writing. Next, what is the basic outline of a paragraph? Here, the first thing is just we saw what is the concluding sentence, what is our final thought, and we were dealing with the topic sentence. So here, what we could understood is there should be a relation between a topic sentence, and a concluding sentence, and think that if I have certain supporting sentences. In supporting sentence, I may have detail 1, detail 2, like that, a number of details I could give in my supporting sentence. Second thing, supporting sentence 2 and detail, supporting sentence 3 and detail. And one thing, important thing is that there should be a relation among topic sentence 2, the first supporting sentence, from first supporting sentence to topic, the connection must be there, and at the same time each and every sentence must be related to the topic sentence. That is also very important, that all the sentences must be related to the topic sentence. So in a nutshell, what is the basic outline of a paragraph? So here, this is how we are going to develop. What are the things that we have to recall? The topic sentence, supporting details 1, 2, 3, 4 based on the length of our paragraph, and next one is the concluding sentence. Do not forget that having relation among the supporting details, and along with that each and every sentence must be related to the topic sentence in our paragraph. Now we are going to see here a small paragraph here. Here, even though I didn't relish to the idea being New York City, I decided to attend graduate school there for several important reasons. First of all, Columbia University allowed individualization in programming. Perhaps most important, I turned on my first visit to the university, the professor who would be my advisor would allow me to do much of my work in Rochester and travel to New York only for special meetings. The university also accept years. They have much information to share, and I knew I could run blah blah blah. Before to the coursework, I knew that I proceed to the professors who would be advisors. Both people have taught the research in field of many. So here, have a glance at it. This is a small paragraph, and we are going to analyze, as the previous slide said, what is the topic sentence, what are the supporting details, and what is the concluding sentence. So here, what is the topic sentence here? Here he said, even though I didn't relish the idea being in New York City, I decided to attend graduate school there in several important reasons. So here, what is the writer is going to talk about? He is going to talk about New York City, though he did not like it, but he wanted to attend his graduate school in New York City for several reasons. That means the controlling idea gives the reader as a clue that he is going to talk about what about his graduate school and its merits or something. It gives a clue to the reader that he is going to control his ideas towards the graduate school. What is the supporting sentence 1? Columbia University allowed individualization of programming, and detail 1 in this. I could work in Rochester and travel to New York only for special meetings, except to work from other programs. So this sentence gave the information. The first supporting sentence has 1 and 2 details in it. What is the second sentence here? I knew and respected my 2 advisors. Both have researched in the field of for many years, and detail 2, they had much information and I could learn a lot from them. So here the second supporting sentence has 3 details. So let us see the next part of this. Despite my reservations about spending time in New York City, I found that once I became familiar with the part of Manhattan where Columbia is located, I could get around easily. So here, what is the advancement in this person? Streets and avenues run perpendicular to one another, so it was difficult to become lost. When I became braver, I learned to take subways as well as the buses instead of taxis and saved myself a lot of money. Even though at first I had doubts about studying in New York, it was a good decision. So here, how many details that we saw? In the first one, in the topic sentence itself, he did not like New York City. When it come to an end, the person started talking about how he started liking New York City and how his decision to join in Columbia University is the good one. He gave the complete information. So here, what is the supporting sentence? Third, I found I could get around easily in the New York, and so he understood whatever the streets and avenues run in perpendicular. So he understood what is the complexity in that, so that he started. I learned to use subways and buses. So instead of that, by taxis and other things, he could save a lot of money. Here, let us see, even though at first I had doubts about studying in New York, it was a good decision. Even though I first had, so this is the conclusion. What is the topic sentence here? Even though I didn't relish the idea being in New York City, he did not want to be in the New York City, but what made him to join in the New York City is his professors or the courses. So the same thing here we could see here, in the concluding sentence. Even though at first I had doubts about studying in New York, it was a good decision. So the writer gave a complete contrast to the beginning to the ending. He gave what are the causes that he started liking New York. So can we say all the supporting details are developed on cause and effect way? So this is how we can write a paragraph. So recapture what all we did in this one: pre-writing, drafting, revising, and editing. What did we learn in pre-writing? Brainstorm, organizing a layout, gather all the things. Drafting, while writing, whatever we wanted to write, we have to put it. Revise it for style, revise it for tone, and edit it for style, tone, content, and writing mechanics like spelling, punctuation, and grammar errors. We called it as a post-writing. Next, what did we learn? What are the 4 elements of a writing paragraph? Unity, order, coherence, and completeness. And next, in a paragraph writing, what is the importance of topic sentence and how to write a topic sentence, and what are supporting sentences, how details could be presented in the sentences, and what is a concluding sentence. And later we saw cohesive devices, what cohesive devices that we have to use in our writing. Thank you. Wait. Now we are going to look into the cohesive devices. What brings coherence to our writing? Now let us go and have a look at this thing. Could you see this paragraph here? The first word here, even though, first of all, perhaps, besides. How many words are there? 1, 2 words or phrases. And here we have despite and when, even though. Why? What is the function of these words? They are called cohesive devices. Cohesive devices all the time brings unity among all the sentences and coherence among all the sentences. Let us see some linkers and connectors which are called as a cohesive devices. What is the function of a cohesive device? If we want to add any information, or if I want to say a contrasting, contrast means quite opposite, and reasoning, if I want to give any reasons, or if I want to sequence or if I want to conclude, I have certain set of words. If I use those words, it is a clue for the reader that the writer has used cohesive devices which gives him a leading thing. So here, if I want to add information, what kind of words or phrases that I can use? Apart from, in addition to, moreover, on the top of that, besides, on the one hand, on the other hand, eventually, etc. So that these words, suppose for example, in addition to my visit to Newark, I also come to know about New York City in addition to my education. Moreover, I started liking New York City. So like that, we want to add certain information by using that one. On one hand, I'm busy with my schedule. On the other hand, I enjoyed with my friends on the weekend. So like that, we have to give certain. Contrast means quite opposite. So here, when we want to deal with two different things, suppose my main idea is something and I want to contrast it, I have to deal with that one. What are the words that we have to use? However, instead of, in spite of, despite, nevertheless, the contrary, while or whereas, though, although, we can use these four things. Next, reasoning. When we want to give reasons, the common words that we use is because, right? Normally because of. Because of is followed by a noun. Due to is also followed by a noun. Due to the fact that plus a sentence. For this or that reason, owing to the fact that plus sentence, because of, consequently, so, that's why, therefore, these are all the things that are used for reasoning, sequencing. After that, all of a sudden, finally, first of all, in the end, meanwhile, etc. we use. And if we want to conclude it, in brief, all in all, in conclusion, in short, on the whole, like that we can use. Thank you. So once again, I want to recapture what all we had learned in this session. The first one is how to write a topic sentence, how to write supporting details, how to write a concluding sentence, and what are the four elements of a paragraph. The first one is unity, second one is coherence, third one is completeness. We also had seen certain cohesive devices. Thank you for listening. If you have any doubts, consult me on this number, or this is my email. You can contact me through a mail so that I can clarify your doubts. Thank you.